A new year is coming. Last year you promised yourself to change. Will you repeat the same lie again, or will you stand up and get what you want? Cause if you want results that nobody has, then you have to do something that nobody does. It is finally time for you to make a change and dominate the upcoming year. Let me show you how to do that. You know how it feels to aim for long-term success. Have very ambitious dreams, break them down into smaller yearly and monthly goals. You set so many of them 12 months ago. This year was supposed to be yours. But unfortunately, somewhere on the way, something went wrong. The only thing you can do now is watch another guy take what you always wished for. A year ago he used to be just like you, but he approached his journey in a bit different way. He did not care about winning the year, not at all. It seemed weird, but he just wanted to win his days. He developed work blocks and weekly schedules, morning and evening routines. Despite not focusing on the year as a whole, he ended it right where you wanted to be. Which path are you going to take?
Last December I set a goal to hit 100k subscribers on YouTube by the end of 2023. But to really make this happen, I broke the big goal down into smaller monthly goals. But despite all that, I failed. Let me show you why this happened.
The most obvious thing you want when setting a goal is the result you get after achieving it. That's pretty much the only reason why you set goals in the first place. You're also not dumb, so you break the big ones into smaller ones and everything seems logical. But unfortunately, it's not. Imagine you gotta walk to work or school, and that your eyes are locked onto the building you're heading to. What's going to happen? You're gonna trip, enter a dead end, or even get hit by a car. And it's obvious, that's why you look at the path rather than locking your eyes on your destination. So why do you lock your eyes on your destination when setting goals?
When the only thing you care about is the reward, you become blind to what gets you to it in the first place, which is doing the necessary work day in and day out. Because just imagine that you focus on achieving 100k subscribers by the end of the year and another guy focuses on doing as much YouTube work as possible on a daily basis. Who do you think is more likely to get to that 100k subs by the end of the year? You should understand that focusing on the final result doesn't get you anything beneficial. What is actually useful is focusing on daily systems that get you to those big rewards. And to make you understand it, let me show you what it looks like in practice. Instead of setting a goal to post 4 YouTube videos per month, set a goal to script on Monday and Tuesday, film on Wednesday and Thursday, edit on Friday and Saturday, and post on Sunday. By repeating this schedule, you will get the same result of posting 4 times per month, but you will be much more likely to achieve it. And if you mess up on Monday, you will be able to adjust your behavior on Tuesday instead of waiting for the end of the month to see that you failed. I wanted to win the entire year, but I didn't understand the importance of winning every day in it. And that is why I failed. So from now on, I will not focus on winning the year itself, but rather creating daily systems that will make me succeed long term. But the question remains, how to do that in practice?
A system I've always used to keep track of my daily discipline and behavior was a journal, where at the end of the day I would write down all the good and bad things I did or did not do. The idea was that it would be hard for me to write down that I was being a degenerate, which would serve as additional motivation to avoid bad habits, but admitting to yourself what you already knew turned out to be much easier than I thought. That's when I came across a very similar system, but one that was a lot more serious. Keeping track of all the good and bad things you did in a day, but instead of writing them down in a journal, saying all of them to your so-called accountability partner, who is basically your friend. I immediately liked the system much more than the one I had been using before, so I decided to try it out. I texted my best friend, who is also on self-improvement, introduced him to the system, and without even saying anything, he immediately started giving me rules which we would both follow every day no matter what. Here's what we came up with. Get at least 2 hours of deep work, go to bed before 9 PM and wake up before 6 AM, no phone for the first 2 hours after waking up, total phone usage no more than 1 hour per day, and at 9 PM on Friday, plan the following week. At the end of each day, we tell each other how it went And that's where the motivation to stick to the rules comes from. Do you think that doing this whole accountability partners thing improved your daily behavior?
Yeah, it did. You feel motivated by the fact that you don't want to tell your friend that you fapped 3 times a day and watched like 1,000 reels.
And it sounds cool, but unfortunately the additional motivation was not enough for us to stick to every rule, especially in the beginning.
And what were the hardest rules for you to follow in the beginning? Like for me, it was going to bed on time, especially on the weekends, and not spending too much time on social media.
Yeah, those two definitely. And also like, cold showers, because I hate them.
That's why after a few days we added something to the rules. Morning and evening routines that both of us agreed to follow every single day. We wrote down all the activities we wanted to do and assigned specific times to them. The idea here was that we both added something that neither of us did before. So I added a 5-minute meditation after showering, and Ante added 20 push-ups right after waking up.
And how about the morning and evening routines? What is the hardest for you?
As you said, going to bed on time, and also for the first few weeks keep in mind what I have to do. But once you get used to it, it's pretty easy.
What I noticed is that meditating every day became easier. I couldn't stick to it for a long period of time, but now, so that we do it every single morning, I somehow have no problems doing it at all.
If you can't stick to meditating every day, implement it into your morning routine in between other things you already do. If you can't get enough sleep and falling asleep takes you a long time, develop an evening routine and do that at the same time every day. If you can't stop using your phone as soon as you wake up and before going to bed, create such a tight schedule that you won't have time to do that. Breaking bad habits or building good ones usually requires a lot of willpower, but with routines, it becomes rather automatic. So on days when you wake up with no willpower at all, you're tired, you kick ass despite that.
And what do we do on Friday evenings?
We plan the whole week ahead.
And how does it help us dominate on a daily basis?
We get shit done.
I think that it's the fact that you know what you gotta do as soon as you wake up motivated, and on top of that, you're prepared for every event, for every task that you gotta do throughout the week.
Yeah, you don't have to waste your brain power to think about what you gotta do, because you already thought about it beforehand.
Planning the following week on Friday will help you remember your tasks, deadlines, events, and in addition to that, knowing what to do on a certain day makes you wake up fresh, motivated, and ready to dominate. You don't have to do anything unusual, just create a to-do list, whether it be on your phone or on a paper, and make sure to take a look at it every evening to know exactly what you gotta do the next day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If you're looking for an accountability partner, you can join my free Discord server, full of driven guys on self-improvement like you. Link is in the description, but remember, the next year is going to be a very important part of your life. You're going to make a change, meet new people, and visit new places. But what is far more important is today. Because a collection of todays is what makes an entire year and an entire life. So make sure to just win today. And good luck in 2024.
Tu wiesz, trzymać przedmioty w rękę.